Purushottamapurushottamaivaram Vasudevasutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Saka Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are doing now the Panchadasi, 6th chapter, continuing where we left it long time ago, and we are at now 182 sloka. You will read that one. Jagadjo nirbhave desha, Jagadjo nirbhave desha, Prabhavapyaya krutvataha, Prabhavapyaya krutvataha, Avirbhavatiro bhavave, Avirbhavatiro bhavave, Utpatti pralayo mato, together. Jagadjo nirbhave desha, Prabhavapyaya krutvataha, Avirbhavatiro bhave, Utpatti pralayo mato. So, Prabhava apyaya krutattvataha. So, who is the Lord? Who is Ishvara? Ishvara, all religions say Jagat Karta Ishvara, who created the world. But scripture says, according to not only who created, who also maintains it. So maintaining involves all the phenomenal forces have to go through his laws. That is to make sure that everything obeys. That's called maintenance. And so everything, house is maintained, that means everything is functional, and that's what Ishvara is, the controller. And also not only he is a creator, controller, and also, and it's a speciality of the Indian scripture says, he is annihilator of the universe also. He dissolves the universe and again he creates. This cyclic process is only special to the way it's in the Hinduism. Not only that, he is not only Jagat Karta, but he is also Jagat Karanam. Karanam means he is also material cause. From the world itself, the matter is also coming from him only. So he himself became many. So that shows that even the material is also him. Both the Vedanta says so. Yatova imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prayam cha visham vishanti tad vijnasasva tad brahmeti, from which the whole universe came, by which it is sustained, into which it goes back. Sushti, Sthiti, Laya, all are the agent for that is Ishvaraha. So here talking about the creation and also annihilation. So Prabhava, Apyaya, Krutvataha. So both the creator as well as the annihilator, and in between he is a maintainer also. Yesha, this self or this Paramatma, because the way it's used in the Taittiriya Upanishad is, it starts with Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. So it defines the Brahman and immediately switches, says, Etasva Atmana Akasha Sambhutaha. So from Atma, the Akasha is born. So switch from the Brahman to Atma without any warning, which essentially means Brahman is same as Atma, which is same as the self. So here, so Eshaha, the topic is this self. Jagat Yonihi is this, is called in the scriptures, is the womb of the world. What is Jagat Yoni? What is the womb of the world? That means as though using from the womb only, the child comes out. In the same way, from the womb of the Lord, the child, the Jagat is coming. That means he himself creating himself with that. So Jagat Yonihi, he is the source. Bhaved, Utpattihi, and Pralayo, even for the dissolution also from him only. Avirbhava, Tirobhava, So manifestation and unmanifestation both are from him only. That's how Mate it is understood. So Ishvara is called Srishti, Sthiti, Layaka. It's called Pralayaha, and Laya is called the individual sleep. Pralaya is God going to sleep, folding everything. And that's what is scriptures talks about. And therefore he is both the Srishtikara, Siddhikara and the Layakara. Manifestation as well as maintenance and unmanifestation. That's what essentially the Krishna talks also in terms of, that is avyaktadini bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharata avyakta nidhananyeva tatraka parirevana. So you are crying unnecessarily for what? It was not there before, and it's not going to be there in the future, and in between it appears to be there. Why are you crying unnecessarily for that? So it is essentially the Srishti it was not there, therefore it has to be created, and it's not going to be there, that means it has to be annihilated, and in between it was there for some time, therefore it has to be maintained. All that is by the controller, external controller of the Lord. So how creation and absorption takes place is given an analogy here of, we'll see 183, आविर्भावयति स्वस्मिन् विलीनं सकलं जगत् प्राणिकर्मवशात् एषा पटो यद्वत् प्रसारितः. So आविर्भावयति यद्वत्, so example is here, यद्वत् just as pataha a canvas, and prasaritaha spread out, and with including the whole pictures and the designs and the people and the mountains, all rivers. In that you have a canvas in which the painting is there, and the painting is now spread out, and when it's spread out, everything as though manifests on top of the pata, on top of the canvas. And if you don't pay attention to the canvas, you think the whole design is real enough to impress that it is real. The mountains are real, the people are real, people walking one side, people talking one side, there is a mountain there, climbing, all that it can be picturized in the design. And once you throw that canvas, then the whole universe is spread out as though, and that's how the creation is also is discussed here. So avirbhavayati swasmin vilinam sakalam jagatu. So the yadvatu pataha, just as the canvas, prasaritaha spread out the picture, yeshaha this self or is swasmin vilini. So the inherent in is unmanifest and manifestation, both, everything is occurring, and that which is in swasmin, in his own there, it is there in a potential form, will be spread out. That's what his creation is. Swasmin vilinaha, inherent in the unmanifest form, sakalam jagato, the whole world, and prani karma vashatu, all beings are also according to their vasanas, they are all potential form, folded form, and that is essentially prani karma vashat avirbhavayati. They, just like when it throws, everything will spread out, and therefore the creation appears. So each individual in the creation, in the design, there are the pictures of a lady with the babies and all that, everything is there, and they are all coming out, they are in the folded form and spreading out. That means in the same way, the creation was in the potential form, in the unmanifested form, and now it gets manifested in terms of the varieties of jivas and so on. All that is as though a design that is spread out. And what is for each one, because of their activities in the past, because of their vasanas, they're essentially karma vashat, their own activities in the previous life becomes a cause for the creation in this life, and this life is previous life. What about the previous life? What was the cause for their creation? Previous to previous, and previous to previous is previous to previous to previous, all the way. So there is no beginning for this, because it is anadi, beginningless creation. So this opening of this one, closing, opening up and closing, opening up and closing, projection of the varieties, sustenance and folding it. So this goes on just as we waking, dream, and then deep sleep state go, and then coming back again. Same thing happens in the Jiva also. 184. पुनस्थिरो भावयति पुनस्थिरो भावयति स्वात्मन्येवाखिलं जगत् स्वात्मन्येवाखिलं जगत् प्राणिकर्मक्षयवस्यात् प्राणिकर्मक्षयवस्यात् संकोचितपटो यथा. So again, after the creation of manifestation of everything, it's again folded back, and that's called pralaya. The whole universe goes back into unmanifest form. In the same way, just as they spread out canvas, now it gets rolled back into in a rolling condition where there is no manifestation, everything is closed. In the same way, there is the withdrawal of the creation, just as the folding of the canvas. Same thing way, it is the laya or pralaya is also described as the unfolding of the whole creation back into subtler form, unfolding back again into grosser form, again unfolding into subtler form. This goes back and forth all the way. And he gives the example of waking and dream and deep sleep states in order to illustrate this. 185. Ratrigastrau supti bodha unmilane nimilane Tushnim bhavamano rajye iva srushti laya vimau. Another. Ratrigastau supti bodha unmilana nimilani tushnim bhavamano rajye iva srushti laya vimau. So ratrigastau, so like Ratri is a night and Gastau is a day. So night and day. Supti, the deep sleep state, and Bodhe, waking state. So when we go to Ratri, we go to deep sleep state. When I get up in the morning, right, daytime, again it's a awakening, waking state. So we are every day we're going to sleep. When it's dark, when it is day, we are awake and activities goes on. Again, when you go to sleep, activities are withdrawn in a potential form. When I am in the deep sleep state, I am there with all these things of the daily activities folded. As a chemistry professor, I sleep folding all my chemistry knowledge. As a physics professor, folding all the physics knowledge and lying down without any physics manifesting there. The same way, ignorant fellow will be sleeping as an ignorant guy. A knowledgeable person will be sleeping as an knowledge. Artist will be sleeping as an artist in the potential form. They are all folded, not that they are lost. Again in the morning, exactly what was left before he went to sleep comes out exactly in that form. So this is Ratri Gastrau, the night and the day, and Supti Bodho, the deep sleep state and waking state, unmilana nimilane. So the opening and closing of the eyes, tushni bhavam anorajye and tushni bhavam anomarjye. Tushni bhavam, when I close my eyes and go to sleep, tushni bhavam, quietness and calmness is there, and the manorajyam, when I awaken, all activities of the mind, I have to do this, I have to do this, all the rat race starts. That is essentially manorajya. This is of the mind. Iva, imau, these srushti layo. In the same way, everyday srushti of the as though Brahmaji is going to sleep and Brahmaji is awake. So his day is doing daytime creation occurring, and nighttime when he goes to sleep, the folding of the whole creation. And just as we are, our day, our sleep and waking state and the deep sleep state, the Brahmaji also waking state and the deep sleep state is at the total level, at the micro level, at the macro level. So there is an analogy here. 186. Avirbhavatiro bhava, avirbhavatiro bhava, saktimatvena hetuna, saktimatvena hetuna, aramba parinamadi, aramba parinamadi, chodyanam, chodyanam natra sambhavaha, chodyanam natra sambhavaha. Together, avirbhavatiro bhava saktimatvena hetuna aramba parinamadi chodyanam natra sambhavaha. So there is a, how is the creation explained? There is a arambhavada and there is a parinamavada. These are the way methodology has been explained by Arambhavada, particularly the Tarkikas, and Parinamavada. Some of the Vedantins also, even Visishtadvaita, they subscribe for this kind of the how the creation occurs from the Brahman. And Parinama is a modification where I call it irreversible transformation, just like the milk becoming into yogurt. Arambha is where everything is in the straight, already there in the position, coming out only. So that's what essentially in the potential form, they are already there in that form and coming out only. So that is Arambhavada, Parinamavada. So Dhyanaha, these are theories. Na atra sambhavaha. So atra, here na sambhavaha. It's not possible. That means we have to reject those theories, because then whatever theory we accept, Advaita Vedanta says it's only vivarta. Vivarta means apparent transformation. Why is apparent transformation? Because it's a Brahman. Brahman being infinite cannot undergo any real transformation. Only finite things can undergo real transformation. So therefore, avirbhava tirobhava saktimatvena hetuna. So avirbhava tirobhava, that means the projection and the withdrawal. Saktimatvena is being associated with the power of Maya Shakti only. Maya Shakti is that which appears to be there but not really there. Hetuna, that is a cause for it. Atra, therefore, we reject Aramba Parinama Adi Chodyanam na Sambhavaha. So we reject the theories of Arambhavada and Parinamavada. It is only Vivarta. The scripture itself says, Yatova Ima, the how creation is, says Yada Saumya Ekena Lohamanina Sarvam Lohamayam Vigyata Vacharambadam Vikaro Namadiyam. It is Namke Vaste, means only apparent creation. There is no real creation, just as the gold becoming into various ornaments. This is called Vivartavada. So the Ishvara is called both the material and the efficient cause, Nimitta Karanam and Upadana Karana, Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. So most of the scriptures talks about God is only a creator, that means the intelligent cause. But they don't ask the question even, where does he get material for creation? So where did he create? Oh, he created from nothing. So he created from nothing means the law of conservation is violated. But scripture understands there is no violation of any law of conservation. Says he creates from himself. So a material also coming from him only. So that's what therefore Lord himself became many. So where is the Lord? Everywhere, wherever the material is there, he is the Lord also. Where is the gold? Wherever the ring and the bangle and necklace, all varieties of ornaments are there, gold is there, right there. So I don't see the God here. You don't see because you are not able to know how he looks like. That's the problem. So that's essentially the material cause and the efficient cause, Ishvara. 197. Acetananam hetuhu syad jadyam seneswarasthada chidabhasam satasvesha jivanam karanam bhaved together. Acetananam hetuhu syad jadyam seneswarasthata chidabhasam satasvesha jivanam karanam bhaved. So Ishvaraha jadya amsena, by the inert aspect of jadyam, inner aspect of what? Inner aspect of Maya. Ishvara is the pure consciousness, but he has a Maya Shakti, and Maya Shakti is inert. Inert Shakti itself is Maya. Maya means that which is not really there, but is there. So that has Trigunatmikam, is same as Prakriti. Maya is same as Prakriti. Who says so? Scripture says so. Mayantu Prakritim Vidyat, Mainantu Maheshwaram. So he is the Mayavi, yielder of the Maya, and he is his Shakti. And Shakti needs a location. Locus is Ishvara, and this Shakti is Agatita Gadana Patiyasi Maya, that which makes impossible possible. That is the nature of Shakti, and all other forces are from him. So when something is changing, a change of state requires a driving force. That's what physics says. So therefore, the change of one appearing to many requires an apparent force. That's called is Maya. So essentially, Acetananam hetuhu syad. Ishvaraha jadya amsena, by the jadya amsha, by the inert aspect of not himself, of Maya. Acetananam, all the things are being created. That is essentially the hetu syat, the cause for multiplication of that acetanam. That is how the acetanam came. In the process it explained as first Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, Prithvi, and these are subtle elements, and they undergo what they call Panchikaranam to become a gross elements. So there is the Akasha gets into half, and one half of it divides into 4 parts and distribute to other 4, whereas the same way the Akasha, Vayu, Agni, each one shares 1/8 of it with the other elements, and that's how they all become full, and that's called grossification. And with that we create the 14 worlds, because the matter has to be required. All that has been accounted. So Jatya Amsena, that is by the tamasic guna, is the creation occurs. Acetananam, all inert things are created by that. Hetuhu syat. Tada eshaha, this Ishvara, chidabhasam sataha. So by the reflected consciousness in the mind, so you have a gross material and the inert material. Material by nature is inert. So the mind by nature is inert. It is not conscious entity. But the Ishvara, by reflecting in the mind as a Chidabhasa, makes that mind active now as a conscious entity. So Chaitanyam came, mind has become alive because of the reflection of the consciousness. This is what is called entering. Entering is nothing but making it reflect. And the sunlight entered into the moon so that we can see moonlight. That's how we say it's not really entering as an action. Sunlight is there. Moon happened to be there in the sunlight, and moon has a capacity to reflect sunlight. Therefore, we see moonlight. Moonlight is an indication there is a sunlight there. What we are seeing is only sunlight, but via the moon. And so the moon has become a luminous entity by reflecting the sunlight. The moon doesn't have the reflecting luminosity of its own nature. The same way, the mind has no consciousness of its own nature. By reflection of the consciousness that is falling on it by Chidabhasa, Chetana, that is, all conscious beings are being created. So that's how the creation is explaining. Acetananam, it is because of the tamasic nature. And because of the sattvic nature, which is subtle, where in the mind you have a sattvic nature there, gunam, that reflects the consciousness. And tata esha ishvaraha chidabhasam sataha. So by reflection of the consciousness, chidabhasa, so indeed jivanam, all the beings are karanam bhavet, or become a material cause for the creation through Maya, and through Maya, and Maya has Trigunam, and that is Sattva Rajas Tamo Gunam, and through the process of reflection of the Sattva Guna, where Sattva Guna Pradhanam, you have the reflection of is the basis of the conscious entities. So Tamo Guna, only inert things, only existence is represented. So in the mind there is a Tamoguna, Rajoguna and Sattva-guna are also there in the quality of the thoughts that are discussed in the 14th chapter of this the 15th chapter of the Panchadasi, where there is the Rajasic thoughts and the Tamasic thoughts as well as the Sattvic thoughts, where in the Sattvic thoughts where the Ananda gets reflected, and the Rajasic and Tamasic only Chit is reflected. Here he is talking about the Chit aspect of it. 188. Tamaha pradhanaha kshetranam chit pradhanaschidatmanam parakaranataameti bhavana jnana karmabhihi together. Tamah pradhanaha kshetranam chit pradhanaschidatmanam parakaranataameti bhavana jnana karmabhihi. So paraha Ishvaraha, Parameshvaraha, that which is Ishvara, tamapradhanaha, so tamogruna maya, pradhana guna, kshetrana, all the fields, conditionings and the environment, all the 14 lokas have been created. Chit pradhanaha, for from the consciousness aspect is through the Sat aspect, is reflection of the Sat aspect, Chidatmanam, the conscious aspect of Jivas, and Bhavana, Jnana, Karma Bihi. In that, 3 levels of, depending upon the quality of the mind, you have Bhavana, feelings, Jnana, knowledge, and Karma Bihi, activities. So, there are feelings, knowledge, and actions, all are coming out depending upon the degree of Sattva, Rajas, Tamo gunas. In the case of Sattva Pradhana, you get essentially a high quality of thinking, that is, knowledge will be there. So, knowledge and karma are 2 shakas. Here is including bhavana also, feelings of the emotional aspect is also included here as a part of it. So, these are attained. 189. Iti vartika karena jadachetana hetuta paramatmana evokta neishcharasyeti tasrunu. This has been discussed by the Vartikakara. Vartikara is Sureshwara in the commentaries. Secondary Vartika is only commentaries on the Sankara Bhashyas, is also, that's why it's called Vartikara. So Vartikara is Sureshwara Acharya, that is senior most to of the Vijayaranya Swami, the Shankara Peetham. Iti, he said, Vartikakaraha Sureshwaracharya, Jadat Chetana Hetuta. So, causation for the inert as well as conscious things is Paramatmanaha, is from the Paramatma. Eshaha Ukta has been said. Na Ishwarasya, not Iswaraha. Iti ched, if this is your doubt, Sruno. So he said in the Sureshwara, I said it's coming from the Parameshwara, that is Brahman. Now you are referring to Ishvara. What is it? It's not from the Ishvara. He said it's not. It's from the Brahman. So if you have that kind of doubt, is Ishvara separate from the Brahman, separate from the Ishvara, and all that? If you have such a doubts, listen to the arguments. So he's going to explain that more. So we'll come back to this sloka and deal with in the next talk on. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyati Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamiva Vasishyati. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha.